What's up, party people? It's KeysDAN with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live and in living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, where do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time, DJLittleRock.com. Check availability, get a free price quote, and maybe you could have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Oh, you're not entertained? Let me entertain you. Speaking of entertainment, today on the program, I have the RIVIA Band, R-I-V-I-A, RIVIA Band out of Liverpool, England. Well, they're four guys, but I got two of them on the program today. I have Matt and Chris, the rhythm guitar and the drummer, on the program. Unfortunately, Pete and Warren were not available. Pete and Warren. So hopefully they come on the next episode where RIVIA Band gets featured on the What Makes You Famous podcast. But I did have a good time talking to Matt and Chris. So stick around and we're going to learn more about the RIVIA Band, R-I-V-I-A. All right, this week's shows, I got three public shows for your listening pleasure, for your entertainment needs. Well, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I have shows. Wednesday night from 6 to 9, I'll be at Mally's Entertainment in Conway, Arkansas for the video dance party, ladies' night. Oh, such a good time. They have, well, besides me on the big stage and the big giant dance floor with all the lights and the great sound system, they also have bowling, a full bowling alley to the right of me, stage right, and then video games, gigantic video games, small video games, all kinds of video games to the left of me, stage left, and then right down the middle, there's a bar, a full bar where you can sit and just listen to the grooves, and of course the big giant dance floor so you can dance if you want to. If you want to hear something special, you know I'm going to play it for you. They have great food. They have escape rooms, laser tag, even got some pool tables right over there. Yeah, as I'm thinking about it, good times at Mally's Entertainment from 6 to 9 in Conway, Arkansas, 6 p.m. until 9 p.m. And then on Thursday, it's not just me on the big stage, it's you too. I get to relax a little bit, and you provide the entertainment for the video dance party karaoke jam. Yes, karaoke. Big giant stage, big sound system. You'll feel like stars, okay? Like rock stars, like country stars. You can sing pretty much whatever you want. Pop stars, you could sing pretty much whatever you want. I keep it PG because sometimes there's some kids around with the bowling and the video games. But PG, sometimes PG-13, okay? Try to keep it a little cleaner, but it's always a good time. And it's just been getting better and better and better on Thursday nights at Mally's Entertainment. It's over 50,000 square feet of fun, right? Yeah, fun. And you get to be on the big stage with me on Thursday nights from 6 to 9. Mally's Entertainment in Conway, Arkansas. And then on Friday nights, man, I've been on and off at least 15 years over at the RAB in Conway, Arkansas. Oh my goodness. Always a good time. Last Friday night was no exception. It was just so much fun. So many people that I hadn't seen in such a long time. It was raining outside and people still kept coming in. They got a full bar. They have a great kitchen with some good food. And then they have pool tables. They have 10 diamond-style pool tables. They have a pool tournament on Friday nights. If you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money, you come on out to the RAB in Conway, Arkansas. And, of course, the video dance party, karaoke jam. You make my job so much easier when you tell me what you want to sing. You provide the entertainment. I'm just pressing buttons. Yeah, I'll play a little background music for you. I'll play some stuff. I'll probably play some RIVIA Band all this week, featured artist. So come on out to the RAB from 8 p.m. until 12:30 in the AM. The RAB in Conway, Arkansas. Friday night. All right, that's enough intro. Let's get into it with two of the four boys from RIVIA Band out of Liverpool, England, in the UK. Yeah, anarchy in the UK. Did we even talk about punk rock? I don't know. I don't remember. I think we did. A little bit. I got Matt and Chris of RIVIA Band. I got them on Skype, so if you're listening to the audio version, check out the video version on my YouTube, youtube.com/user/KeysDAN. Skyping RIVIA Band now. Ah, yes, now we have a little bit of sound coming out through the earpieces into the ear holes. What's up, RIVIA? It's electrifying. The resistance is futile. It's the current situation that we're in. It's, well, I don't know. What pun can I make on voltage? High voltage. It's charged. It's going to be a charged interview that we're having here. And I see two faces for the people that are listening on the audio version of this. Check out the video version. I only see two faces, like in the dark, and it kind of looks foggy because of the way the effects of the camera. It looks like there's a rain a-coming. More light on the situation could be a good thing.
There we go.
Hello, RIVIA.
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, it's so good. I guess the boys from Liverpool, I suppose, is what it is. Is it Liverpool?
It is.
Yeah,
Okay, so what I'm going to tell my fans, my loyal listener, is that it's the Fab Four from Liverpool that's going to be on my podcast today. And maybe that'll get a few more ears and a few more eyes, because they'll think maybe it's another Fab Four from Liverpool, but it's almost impossible that it's going to be that Fab Four. You're the new Fab Four.
They are getting on a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, one or two of them have really got on a bit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. We laugh. Too soon? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. But, you're into mischief and madness. Anybody that peruses your TikTok, that's the little blurb. You like to have fun. You like to do your thing. Hello. Welcome. My name's Dan, KeysDAN. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking to?
We are a band called RIVIA. I am Matt, and I sing and play guitar, and
I'm Chris, and I play the drums.
All right. 2 out of 4 is not bad at all. Okay, so I say Matt and Chris. Who are the other two members of the band, and what do they do?
We have Peter, who's our backing vocalist and our bass player, and we have Warren, who is our shred lord, our lead guitar player.
Freddie Mercury himself.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've had the pleasure of taking a listen. One of the main things I do, I like this thing called YouTube. I don't know if you've heard of it. My loyal listener, I know you've heard of it, Matt and Chris, but my loyal listener, some of them may not have heard of it. The second most used search engine in the world is YouTube. More video gets put up there on those screens, and the chance that you may have heard RIVIA on YouTube is, well, it could be better if you're living in Liverpool and you're anywhere near the vicinity. But you have a few videos out there. I don't know, maybe 10 videos. So you've really put it out there sparingly, giving them little tastes of who RIVIA is. Do you find that, all right, do you use social media a lot? Or what is the main way that people can find you?
So we kind of stayed away from social media for quite a long time, just because we're more focused on our live shows and playing songs and instead of making content. But we've stepped it up recently, and we started making a lot more content. So hopefully, we can just keep it in our routine and keep churning stuff out. Basically,
yeah, we tended to like if we were on socials, we usually use Instagram. Instagram's like our go-to, and then we very recently we've started doing a bit more on Twitter, and we've got Warren. He runs the Twitter because he's
hilarious.
He's just a funny kid. And then we've got TikTok now as well. But YouTube tended to be more for all those long form videos that didn't do well on Instagram. We'll throw that on YouTube, and if people want to go watch it, you can go watch it.
Well, it makes sense. You know, you're younger fellows than I am. You've probably grown up with nothing but social media. I grew up before the internet. I know that makes me a very old man in a lot of people's eyes. I was born in 19, and then as soon as you say 19, I was born in 19. You were born in 19? Your birthday has a 19 in it? No, that's old. I was born back in the 1900s, way before the internet was born. And it's hard to believe for some people. I mean, there's full-grown adults that were born in 2000. And for me, the year 2000 is still the future, okay? Conan O'Brien, I don't know if you're familiar with him, American talk show host, amongst other things. One of his bits was in the year 2000. And it started just before, like in the mid-90s. But even when 2000 passed, he kept going with it, 2004, 2005, and he's still doing the bit in the year 2000 because that is the future for anyone that was born Gen X or boomers, I guess, that were born in a certain time. The year 2000, we're living in it. We're living in the future right now. Rivia, you're living in the future. How do you feel about that? I mean, were you born in 2000 or 1900s?
We were born in the 1900s.
Yeah, we're old as well.
Yeah.
So older millennials, I think that would be, right? Elder millennials?
Yeah. We're in that weird bracket where the millennials won't accept us, but the Gen Z all think we're too old as well. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's not, I mean, but your style of music is rocking. It's stripped down, 4-piece, 2 guitars, a bass, and some drums. Just rocking and rhythmic and moving and grooving. It's perfect for a backyard party. It's perfect for a dance, a school dance. I'll throw it on at the weddings. I'll throw it on at the clubs. As a DJ, my job is to break out the new artist. And thankfully, I have this podcast where I get to talk to some new artists or some established artists that have new songs. And one of the jobs of a club DJ or a radio DJ is to put out that new music, that new product. You already said that you didn't do social media until you had the product that was Rivia well formed, well put together. Yeah. Now, individually, Matt and Chris, I guess you can only speak to yourselves. Where did you, as a person, start out developing this love for music and this love for rock and roll, and for that matter, more specifically? Because, hey, Liverpool, I know there's one band. We've already talked about it. That came out of there. But tell me, what was your journey like, Matt?
Unorthodox, I guess. I didn't pick up a guitar till I was 15, so I was a bit late to the party in that respect. All I wanted to do before that was skateboard at the X Games, so but I'm not a very good skateboarder, so that didn't go very well. Yeah, I picked up a guitar when I was 15. I always loved like 80s glam metal and like bands like Skid Row and Bon Jovi and Def Leppard. And my grandfather actually taught me how to play guitar, and then I just took it and played my first sort of couple of chords and was like, oh wow, this feels incredible kind of thing. So that's what I've been doing ever since.
Yeah, I'm not great on the guitar, but the few guitars that I have picked up, it is amazing when you pick up a guitar and you actually play a note, play a chord that sounds pleasing to your ear. I mean, the first thing is usually the power chords, 2 fingers, one here, and then you got a power chord. You can do some rock songs, and then you start learning those blues chords and jazz chords and the scales, and you start finding, wow, I can actually play some music with this. But then you realize, there's only 12 chords on this thing. How much yeah, I mean, has every song already been written? It's just the words, it's just the lyrics that may not have been written on those same chords. How do you put all that together? You know, but all right. Are you the lead or the rhythm guitar?
I'm the rhythm guitar.
Guitar.
I am the chords monkey.
Okay, and that goes well together with the drummer. Okay, with the drum and the rhythm and the bass, that is where the groove happens. That's where people start moving. The lead guitar kind of tells a story. The vocalist also telling a story, just moving around, giving people an idea, a way to think. Now the drummer, all right, drummer's got to be an octopus. Drummer's got to be able to use both sides of his brain, maybe all four sides of his brain. Do you have like four halves? One for the left arm, left foot, right foot? I've tried to play the drums. I can do the basic 4 and 4. Okay, hit the snare, hit the hi-hat. 1, 2, 3, boom, snare. 1, 2, 3, snare. What? Now, don't even try to get me started on my feet with the bass drums. Where did this coordination come from? Have you always had it?
Yeah, it's funny you say that, actually. I picked up, well, when I started learning the drums, I did pick it up quite quickly. And I've always been good at like patterns, recognizing patterns. I was always good at maths in school when I was a kid as well. So I think part of it's that. And I did learn the guitar at the same time as the drums. And drums was just always like, it just came quicker. I just picked it up quicker. For me, like with music, like me dad, he was very big on like Pink Floyd, Tom Petty, all the 80s and the 70s, all that rock music. And then as I started to get a bit older, I was like, finding my own, like, the sort of the music from the 2000s for me is very much like what is heavily influenced me growing up around then, and like 2000s metalcore, like new metal, pop punk, all that kind of stuff. I even listen to like weird stuff as well. I listen to a bit of avant-garde and stuff like that. So
examples.
But for me, it's just like, I think that's the fun stuff to play on the drums. I think if you're a drummer, you either turn out to be a jazz drummer or you turn out to be a metal drummer. I think you go one or, you know what I mean? Because if you're playing pop, it's really boring. It's very simple. And, playing rock and playing jazz, you want to play the fast stuff or you want to play the intricate stuff. And I think that's how most people end up going, to be honest.
Well, I'm hearing two different styles that have been influenced. You got influenced by two different styles. Matt, you got influenced primarily by the hair bands. The guys that borrowed their sisters' outfits and their sisters' makeup products and then went on stage and rocked it out. Because all that classic rock from the 80s is the stuff I used to listen to in the back of the bus. Okay, and I'm like, how is this classic rock? When did I get old? No. And then Ozzy, when did he become a TV star? When did he become a reality star? That I know that somewhere in England this year, Ozzy and Black Sabbath are getting back together. And oh my goodness, there's some people here in the States that would like to take a trip over there and watch him play his last show, probably his last show with the full band.
Have you seen the guitar?
How much?
They're about 500 quid.
Yeah, they are insane.
What's that in dollars? Like,
it's about
$5,000 or something.
Yeah, it's about $3 million, something like that. Yeah. I don't know conversions, but no, but it's amazing. It's always an amazing time for music. It's always when the old and the new start to blend together and form. All right, for example, in the 80s, we used to steal music from the 70s and 60s to make rap and hip hop. Okay, as the DJ that was, I started in the mid 80s. We'd take our two turntables and a microphone. I'd take the two turntables, find the break beats from songs that have been around for 10, 20 years. And we never called it stealing. We called it sampling. But unfortunately, the Justice Department called it stealing, so we couldn't do that anymore. So then we had to come up with new ideas. Oh, electronic music. If you can't actually play a chord or a note like I do, I can't play that many chords. I don't even have any guitars anymore. They got stolen.
But joking.
Yeah. Oh, but I have a piano out there that I can't play, so it's good. It's good to have instruments in the house and in the vicinity that you can't play. But I know that I play records, 2 turntables and a microphone. But if you don't play, you can always get these Fruity Loops, FL Studio, and play electronically. But thankfully, we have people like you that play real music. One of my favorite rap groups was the Beastie Boys. They actually picked up instruments while they were rapping. Now, that's talent, okay? So I know you guys are rockers, and you've been influenced by actual rock musicians that I grew up with. So I know between your parents and you say your grandparents that taught you how to play guitar, grandpa. I mean, these are people that have influenced you, bought you those records. A lot of people have older brothers or older cousins that'll hand you that record and say, take a listen to this, and this is going to blow your mind. And it might, and it might not, but thankfully it did. And that's how Rivia comes about, is, you're 2 of the 4. Now, do you know anything about the other 2 band members? How did they start out? Or how did you guys come together? Let's put it that way. And when did you come together?
So Peter's got a very interesting sort of start, hasn't he? He's sort of, he can play everything. Yeah. He can literally just play everything. I don't actually know where he started. I think one day he just appeared on Earth. and he's just like here now. And then Warren's are sort of super cool scout slash kind of guys, all
very like all 80s and 80s 90s influence. Warren, like Smashing Pumpkins and all that, and Guns N' Roses, very much like. Peter's he's more
pop.
He's more pop, yeah. So between us all, we've said this a few times, where like we balance each other out. So a lot of stuff I come in with, I listen to really heavy stuff, and a lot of stuff I come in with is very dark and it's quite heavy. Yeah. And then it goes through the Rivia filter of him and Peter, and they go there. Let's make it a little bit more commercial, Chris. That's cool. Yeah.
Let's make it a bit nice.
Yeah, that's how it all comes together. You say you have a Pete that may have come out to you fully formed. He may have come out of the chrysalis as a fully formed butterfly with several different instruments, having that pop background. But what kind of instruments is Pete playing?
He plays bass for us.
He's our bassist,
but he can play the drums as well. So there's a couple of cool songwriting things where, because we effectively have 2 drummers in the band, where we're writing a groove necessarily, we'll be writing a groove and Peter will go, "Oh, Chris, can you play that slightly differently?"
Yeah.
Kind of thing, and he knows what he's talking about. So it's like, Chris will either go, "Yeah, man," or "Absolutely not."
Usually I get final say, but
well, I've seen a few groups like that have multi-instrumental musicians in there, and the names elude me. But I know over the years I've seen, the guitarist will hand his guitar over to the drummer. He'll get behind and get on the kit, and he'll be the drummer, and then the bassist will hand his bass over to the rhythm, and they'll switch instruments around. It blows minds. It just adds flavor to the show. Now, every interview I've ever heard with Dave Grohl, he'll tell you that people go, "Oh, you are a fantastic drummer. Oh, you were the best with Nirvana. What a fantastic drummer." He'll tell you every time, "I was an adequate drummer." He was very lucky to play drums for Nirvana, for Kurt Cobain. But I mean, you can hear. I mean, with the Foo Fighters and any other projects that he has, he loves being on that guitar and singing and getting up into the mic and being on the front and feeling that crowd. Now, as Rivia as Rivia, when did you actually come together? What year? And what? How long did it take for you to practice enough to where you think, oh, let me take this on the streets, let somebody else hear what we're doing?
So it was a strange one. So it was 2019. I'd come out of a band. I had some songs like that I wanted to start a new project with. I'd just been writing, and I called Warren and said like, "Hey, I've got this project I'm starting," kind of thing.
You knew him from school, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew Warren from school. We go way back to the beginning. So yeah, I called Warren and was like, he's like the best guitar player I know, so be stupid not to give him a call. He really liked it, and he was like, yeah, man. And then we auditioned like 40 different people, and ended up with the wonderful Chris and the wonderful Peter. And then we basically rehearsed for like
a year, I reckon.
Yeah.
Close to like 9 months, 8 months, something like that.
And then basically just went on tour.
Yeah, like very do-it-yourself, DIY tour,
we just
like right out the gate.
Just hit the roads. We had like one show in Liverpool, and then we were just like, right, we want to just get out there. Yeah. So that's what we kind of did, and then we did that until COVID hit, and then obviously
that set us back a bit.
Yeah.
Well, I like to give.
We had the big tour.
I like to give credit where credit is due. I mean, who gave you the big break? Who was the first venue that said, okay, we'll let you play. We'll give you a shot?
Yeah, it was Heezy's. It was
Heebie-jeebies.
Heebie-jeebies. Not to be confused with CBGBs in New York. There's a Heebie-jeebies in Liverpool. Now, is that very similar? Do a lot of obscure bands come out of Heebie-jeebies?
Absolutely, man. It's like a staple of a Liverpool night out kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a very grassroots venue.
Yeah.
Like most bands from Liverpool, like if you're a new band in Liverpool in the past 10 years, you've played Heebie-jeebies and you've played Zanzibar.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of people are familiar.
Jacaranda as well.
A lot of people in the States, of course, are familiar with CBGBs, where they started out as the punks. I never got as far as New York. Yeah. I'm from Miami, Florida, where we have a similar venue called Tobacco Road. And I remember seeing there, you'll have as one of the, and I know I saw this 30 years ago, one of the most fascinating groups that was in there was a young gentleman. I think he was Mexican or something, and he was playing a 5-gallon drum, a plastic drum with a couple of sticks, and then a bassist. Also, I believe he was Mexican as well, a Mexican duo, and he was playing bass. And so a bassist and a plastic bucket, were keeping me fascinated for 20, 30 minutes. I'm like looking at them, listening to them, and it's a 2-piece, and it's the rhythm section. And I already mentioned the rhythm is what keeps the people moving. But I was just fascinated. Yeah. But it's amazing what musicianship, it doesn't matter what you have. I mean, were you beating on your desks in school? Were you driving people crazy with your pencils?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, to be fair, I do a lot of like throwing me sticks around when we play live.
Yeah, you are a flashy drummer.
Yeah, I do show off a bit, and that comes a lot from me influencers and like seeing me influencers videos of them. I was like, I want to be able to do that. But the way I practiced was actually with me pencil case in school. So I just used to sit in class, just flipping me pencil case at the back of the class, and yeah. To
the dismay of your instructors, I'm sure. But how did the students feel about it? Because I remember I was playing a concert in the back of my classroom back in 1985. I remember playing the exact rhythm with my hands, and there was we were listening to music, I think, and I was playing with my hands, and I did the exact fill that was on this particular song. I can't remember what song it was. And my classmates were so impressed that I not only knew the rhythm, but I did the fill part, the filler part, exactly the way the song was. And they were, wow. Now, I know you do covers. You do covers as well as originals. And one of my favorite covers that you did was the All the Small Things by Blink 182. Now, you did miss an opportunity. Yeah. You missed an opportunity when you did the video for that, because that is one of my favorite music videos that Blink 182 does. That they're paying homage, or they're doing parody of the boy bands. You know, like every boy band ever conceived in the 90s, they were doing a little thing. And then I guess, I don't know, were they running naked in that one too? Anyway, I would have liked to have seen Rivia do a little bit more of the suited NSYNC, 98 Degrees, Backstreet Boys, Boyzone, you know, that kind of thing. Maybe you can redo that video, possibly.
Hey, that's a good idea for a video.
We've got a couple of tunes in the works that might work for us.
Well, I say that like it's easy to make a music video. No, I say that like it's easy to make a music video. You have to have at least one good person with one good eye, you know, getting all the good shots and being able to edit it all together and put it to make a music video out of it. I'm of the MTV era. You know, when I was growing up, 1981, MTV came out, and I was just getting into middle school and high school. And oh my goodness, if I didn't love music before, I loved it even more. I appreciate that you put out a video, because now that I you know, the DJ has evolved. It's not just two turntables and a microphone. You have to have a video screen as well. So when I'm mixing on the ones and twos, I'm also mixing videos. So you know there's going to be some Rivia videos up there on the screen. And I appreciate that you have at least made a good few that have music videos or lyric videos or something with some pictures on it that could give me something to play for the people. And then they'll say, "Hey, who is that up there?" I'll say, "Oh, that's Rivia. That's Rivia playing right there. You need to check them out." That's my job.
Our best one is definitely Snake Hips.
Snake Hips, yes.
That's definitely the best music video.
Yes.
I don't know. I think I like In the Air.
In the Air is good, but Snake Hips is the music video.
It is funny.
You picked two out that were really good. Snake Hips is what, the one with the was it a priest in there or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out to Joe.
Yeah, well, okay. Tell me about the music video making. It's not just making the music. Well, maybe I should back up. You know, but since 2019, Rivia has been putting it together. How did you record? Do one of the four of you have a recording studio in their house? Because now, you know, as technology has gotten less expensive, for about $1,000, you can at least make a demo in your own room, in your own house. Yeah. You know, put a couple of panels up. You know, get a good microphone and plug into some kind of interface. And as long as you have a computer, an interface, plug everything in, you can make a good demo, if not a high quality song that has, you know, that like radio and club capable. But who's recording your music? How are you getting that together?
So we do exactly that. To begin with, we get our demos together. We write them in-house, if you will. And then we'll go to the rehearsal room and we'll kind of all get together and sort of flesh out the idea and develop it into the finished song, if you will. And then we'll probably demo it again, just so we can listen back and make sure we're kind of happy. And then we'll take it to a proper recording studio. So the last couple we've done have been with a couple of guys called Sugar House, who are...
Big shout out to Sugar House, by the way.
We cannot recommend them enough. They have been very helpful.
Yeah, AD and Lee, the guys who run Sugar House, absolute, just like they're exactly what we needed, and we love working with them because they tell you straight
Yeah, there's no messing about. Like, you can have fun. Like, we still have a proper good laugh with them, and we still have like a little bit of mischief with them, but we still get work done, kind of thing.
And it's good as well. Like, if we turn up with a song and we say, "Look, we've got this. We want to record this. What do you think?" They will turn around and say, "Nah,
not that one."
Yeah, which is exactly what we need, because we're fed up of going to people and saying, "What do you think of this?" And they, "Yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's really good." We always want to hear what we can do better, and like we love a bit of constructive feedback, and just always trying to go for that next step, get a little bit better every single time. So yeah, working with them has been absolutely brilliant.
Oh, I do like credit where credit is due. Once again, Sugar House, and I'm guessing that's out of Liverpool. It's good to have a discerning ear, someone who has no skin in the game, somebody who's been recording over and over. Maybe that can throw you a few notes and say, "Hey, let's pluck instead of pick." Or, I don't know, what kind of notes do people give? I mean, you've come in with, and I do like the process as well, where you'll play, record, listen, play back, record again, play back. Kind of, there is a process before you get into Sugar Creek or Sugar what?
House.
Sugar House. Before you get to Sugar House, you have almost a fully formed song. So you're there to work because, studio time is expensive to be going in there and wasting people's time. No, you don't want to do that. Like an actor rehearsing before they get to the filming area, before they get to the stage, you have to rehearse. And you've done that. You do the work. You're giving people gems. This primarily is a learning podcast, and I want people to learn from you, Matt and Chris of RIVIA. I want people to learn from you, and they are. You're getting gems. And you said that you play guitar, Chris, and then now you're you're on the drums. Why did you step behind the drums? Was it because of necessity, or you just couldn't find a spot to play guitar with, or what do you like better?
I do prefer playing the drums. I was saying, like, it just comes naturally to me, but being able to play the guitar, like, I got to grade 8 on the guitar. I'm not like, it's not like I picked it up and had to go. I did it for years, and like, I can play. And so a lot of my writing I do on a guitar. I tend to write on the guitar. But yeah, like, just in terms of drums, I don't know. It just comes to me naturally. I prefer it. I think it's more fun. I like not being in the limelight. I like being at the back.
Well, that's the other thing is I've only seen and I've seen hundreds of bands over the years, but I've only seen maybe 2, maybe a handful of drummers that will set their kit up front or on an angle or sideways. To where they can be a part of the action as well. Maybe you'll have all 4 of the band members lined up in a row. The drummer will be somewhere in the middle or off to one, side, but turned sideways so he can face the particularly the drummers that can sing, like Phil Collins and the like. But okay, you gave me an idea of what jobs do all of you do in the band, Matt, Chris, Pete, and Warren. What are your jobs as far as writing the music, writing the lyrics, putting the songs together? Are there different individuals that have different jobs, or do you all come together? Is it a collaborative effort? Who comes up with the ideas first?
It tends to be an idea. We all have ideas.
It's a bit of both, really. Like, one of us will come in with a skeleton or an idea of a song, and then before it sort of gets finished, we'll all get together and finish it together, kind of thing. So we'll just kind of go like, here's this idea. Like Peter's come in with a few ideas, and he's saying it's been like full song, all the music,
basically all done,
but it's got no lyrics. So I'll then go away and then write lyrics for it and go like, well, this is how the song this is how the music made me feel. So here's my lyrical representation of it, kind of thing. and then there's a couple of little back and forths.
Well, there was. Remember when we did Rocksteady? One of the tunes that's not on Spotify anymore was one where I came in with.
I was away, wasn't I?
Yeah, so he was away. I came in with an idea, and we were just rehearsing without vocal, without rhythm guitar, and then you came into the next rehearsal about an hour late.
Yeah,
and we'd had the song done basically, and he just walked into a brand new song, and he was like, "Oh yeah."
I was like, "Hey guys, like missed you all, been away and stuff." I was like, "Good to see you all." And they're like, "You all right, mate? We've got a new song, by the way." I was like, "Oh, sound, yeah, let's go." And then got lyrics down for it, and then away we went.
There's definitely, like, in the beginning, in the first few years, you wrote most of the stuff.
Yeah,
and like it came in. You came in, and then it went through the filter of let's try this, let's try that, but now we've gotten to a point where we are basically like everyone comes in together, and we're all very collaborative, and it can literally just be like a tiny idea. Like I might just have a drum riff, or a drum groove. You know, Warren might have just a little lick or a little riff, and just off of that, we can run with it. Like, well, Fallen was a chord progression, wasn't it?
It was pieces.
Yeah.
Fallen was one of those where Peter had a demo of like,
and he names all his demos for the food that he's eating in front of him as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, Peter's got this thing where he's a big snacker. So all the demos, like in their like sort of early stages, they're all saved as like chicken strips, jelly babies, like bacon on toast.
It's whatever's in front of him when he's saving it. That's what he names it.
But how could you remember what that riff was? Oh my goodness! Okay, now I have talked to a lot of singer-songwriters. Some of the singer-songwriters that don't play instruments, but of course they have melodies in their heads. They'll come to their bandmates or the studio engineers or studio musicians, and they'll say, well, it goes like da 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 da, and then the bassist usually will pick up a boo doo 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 doo, and the drummer will come in with a little, and then the rhythm guitar will come in with a little, But I wonder, do you write the music first? Do you write the lyrics first? You've already told me sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. Are you inspired by everyday life? What, like your first songs that you've written, was it about the girl that you liked, or you're riding a bicycle, or what is the inspiration for the first song that came into your head that actually got produced?
That'll be Hello Stranger.
Hello Stranger is our first song, and that is about.
That's just about like a love that just doesn't really work out really, and then coming back and seeing them after a while. Quite similar to Fallen, to be honest.
Very similar to Fallen,
in its topic. So that was old though. I think that was originally written in 2017. I want to say. I was just going through a bit of a rough time. I had a bit of a bad breakup, and was like, why does it always end up like this? And then that sort of became the tagline for the hook of the song and that kind of stuff. But it's just wanting things to go. It's a song about wanting things to go better, I guess.
Very much like a personal experience thing, isn't it? Like
The inspiration comes from everything and anything, though. Like it can be from like love, or it can be from like I like to write lyrics about like a what if scenario, like a hypothetical
concepts and stuff.
So they're probably the two big ones, is hypotheticals and concepts, and personal experience, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, these are the right things to write about, because everyone, unless you're very lucky at love, has had a loved and lost situation. I can remember my first love. I could picture that face. Oh, yeah, I remember that one. And I was only in 6th grade. I thought it was love. I was very happy that she asked me to stay after and knock the erasers together. I guess our first date was erasing the board and cleaning the erasers while the other children are at recess. And I was just so jazzed in 6th grade to to have an interaction with a member of the opposite sex. That was wow. That was beautiful. Now, if I had the ability, I would have written a song about it. I didn't have the ability. I don't have that superpower that you boys of Rivia have. And I appreciate that you can have an idea, you can have a concept, put it to paper, put it to verse, and put it out to the world, and people are gonna respond to that because a lot of people have had that similar experience, the loved and lost, and the loved and won. If you have a good time, wow, I had a great date, and now we're married and we have children. Those are beautiful, songs. And but some of them.
That's basically what our song "In the Air" is about. It's about finding love by accident, and it's based on a true story.
It's very much the saying of it'll happen when you least expect it. That's very much in the air.
And so we do kind of have those different sort of things. But one of the things I like to do is disguise a song as a love song, but it's not really about love. It's about something else. But that's, I like to let people figure that out.
Yeah, let people figure that one out for themselves.
Leave that one a little bit sort of open to interpretation.
No, that's very subversive, of course. And Matt, you lit up when you talked about "In the Air." Is that your love story?
It is. Yeah.
Bravo.
That is my love story. Yeah.
Bravo. But you're talking about, concepts to where you're singing about one thing, but you're talking about another. Like I'm going to liken it to movies as well. You're watching the TV show MASH, and it's about the Korean War, but it's really a conversation about the Vietnam War that was going on at the time. Yeah. So, it's about a war, but not the war you think. It's about something else.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of movies like that. Oh, this is a movie about a space battle, and you've already made a joke even before we started on the Skype. General Kenobi. Star Wars is not necessarily about space aliens. It's about the power struggle. It's about culture, about class, about race. About struggles. It's not, okay, look, they don't like that little furry brown guy, but it could be just the same as that, that yellow guy or that black guy or that brown guy or that white guy. It's the same. You don't like that race of people, that religion, that person, and it's all that struggle. Now, since you did call me General Kenobi, and I appreciate that because that tells me what era of Star Wars you were in, not the first one. Was he a general in the second one or the third one? I can't remember.
He becomes at the end of the second one. Yeah, and he is one in the third
when
one.
The Clone Wars begins. We may or may not be super Star Wars nerds.
Yeah, we're prequels kids.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Jar Jar Binks, very polarizing. Is he a great character or the greatest character ever made?
The only way they can save that character is if he's the bad guy all along.
Jar Jar's a Sith Lord.
Darth Jar Jar, man. Darth Jar Jar.
Jar Jar's a Sith Lord. There's no other way. He's the only reason the Palpatine gets control of the Senate in the first place.
Originally, the idea was that he was supposed to be Palpatine's master.
Whoa.
That was the original idea. And then after the first movement, everyone hated on him. It was like, we'll just do it off scene. We'll do it off
rewrite.
We'll do it off screen. We won't mention that.
I think there is some fan stories, some fan fiction that has filled in those blanks, and I think a lot of people are along those same lines as you. Is that Jar Jar was a bad guy? There's no way he could have fouled up so bad without doing it. With foreknowledge, with forethought that he was fouling up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you said you weren't Star Wars nerds. You know everything there is about it. And people that didn't like the Yeah. What's that?
I don't think I've ever responded to someone who's said hello there. I don't think I've ever responded with anything other than General Kenobi.
Yeah.
Even if it gets me in trouble.
No. And I appreciate that as a jumping off point. This is like something that could have stayed behind the scenes, but anything I see is probably going to get spit into this microphone. So I want that idea. And you said that you weren't Star Wars nerds, and you're fully Star Wars nerds. And anybody that didn't like the prequels, anybody that didn't like the prequels were probably over 12 years old. Okay, that the prequels were not for the 20-somethings that saw the actual 1, 4, 5, and 6, New Hope and Jedi and Revenge, but those were made for the new kids, like the younger generation, and I did appreciate that. And as a fan of the source material, I enjoyed the first 1, 2, and episode 1, 2, and 3, to where they went back and talked about how Darth Vader became who he was, and how General Kenobi, how he started. I even, I got Disney Plus. This portion of the podcast brought to you by Disney Plus. I even got Disney Plus so I could see some of the other IP that was out there, the Mandalorian, the Kenobi, plenty of the other stuff. I mean, have you gotten a chance to watch any of that part of the universe?
Yeah, man. It's usually like what we talk about after practice. Mandalorian's real good, I think.
Yeah, I need to finish that. I need to finish the Mandalorian.
It's real good.
It's really good.
Yeah, unfortunately, I let my Disney Plus lapse. So if Disney wants to go ahead and grant me another membership, that would be fantastic. No, but there's because eventually they're going to own all the good IP. They have Marvel, they have Star Wars, they have Fox, they have all this IP, and they just keep churning out hits after hits after hits. But look, we could talk science fiction and Marvel superhero movies all day long, but we're here to talk about the RIVIA Band. I mean, does that come into play? Well, okay, for a person that fell in love and wrote a song about it in the air, does your life partner, do they have an interest in what you like? Or is that partner kind of like my life partner that kind of tolerates most of the stuff? Why do you, sometimes she's out there and I'll pick the movie for the night and she'll go, why did you make me watch that? That was terrible.
Yeah. There's definitely an element of that. I think my partner really likes the music that we make and how we go about what we do and stuff like that. I'm still yet to get her through like 2 Star Wars. I'm on episode 2 with it, and it's been 4 years. So slow process, but
yeah, I mean,
I get there.
Okay,
I had the experience. Where you get the girlfriend involved, and when you get to episode 3, that's when the tears start, and that's when they enjoy it. That's when they're like, okay, that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, I didn't get that far.
Okay, so they do like the Ewoks. Wait, no, episode 3. I'm sorry. I'm going into the sequels or the prequels or oh my gosh, the Star Wars universe. Now I'm very fortunate. My wife, she likes Star Wars and Star Trek, and she's a Whovian. She's a straight up Whovian. She's going through all 12,000 episodes of Doctor Who from the 60s. She's on the Doctor that I grew up with right now. She's on Tom Baker. Okay, I grew up with Doctor number 4. Okay, that's my doctor. and a lot of people, if you do talk to Whovians, what's that?
Yeah. David Tennant was our Doctor Who. Yeah. David
Tennant. Now he's a good follow. I follow him. I have a like on his page on Facebook. And David Tennant, man, he's not just the Doctor. He is a straight up good actor.
Yeah, he's done loads. He's in like pantomimes and everything, isn't he? He's like serious, like he's a serious actor.
He's real good.
He seems like a nice guy as well, to be honest.
Yeah, I'd love to. He's one of those like stars or like famous people. You go like, I'd love to go for a beer with him.
Yeah,
I suspect
pick
that's
his
right.
brain for an hour over a drink.
Well, yeah. Good Omens is another one that I like watching as well. Yeah, fantastic. But like my wife, I guess I might be a bit of an Anglophile. All things British, all things UK, I enjoy watching. And the more Cockney, the better. It seems like if I can't understand that person on the screen, but they're still riveting, yeah, I think that's better. Like Michael Caine is probably the one that I could hear and understand the most. Everything from Vinnie Jones and all the what is it, McGee it's just a Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch. Oh, those two films, fantastic. Oh my gosh. Yeah. But here I am on another digression talking about movies when we're talking about music. Now I do want to go back. You have. Thankfully, Matt has got a mate that appreciates the musical endeavors and supports at least somewhat what you do. Do you have the same, Chris?
No, I'm single at the moment.
Oh, single as a Pringle. What?
I'm a Pringle and ready to single.
All right. I mean, hey, look, I don't know how old you are. I tell people in their 20s, stay single and sow your oats and don't get married at least till you're 30. Okay? Your brain is not even fully formed yet. Have fun. And by the time you're 30, you start thinking about the rest of your life. You know what? I would like to settle down. I would like to find someone to ride this crazy ride around this world with. But yeah, until then, just do you. Travel around the world if you can, or at least around your community. Thankfully, you have a job that takes you on trips, on day trips at least, not just around Liverpool, but how far in this out of the circle have you been? Have you been out of the country?
We haven't been out of the country. No. We've gone as far as Glasgow in Scotland, and we've gone as far south as the Isle of Wight which is
just south. It's
literally
just
off the coast,
off the south coast of the UK.
So we have done the whole length and breadth of the UK.
Yeah. We want to come to the States, man.
Yeah, we really want to come to the States.
We basically everything is now just okay. How do we get to America? Like, to be honest, like I think the world tour will be incredible if even when we get to that, because we've all got that sort of wanderlust and we all just want to go on adventures.
Yeah,
it's absolutely when. Yeah, it's absolutely when. If you have the will, there will be a way. I've heard that my whole life. So yes, if I want to be there, if I want to go there, whether I have $1 in my pocket or not, I can get a job on a ship and travel over to Europe, to the UK, and find my way around. Whether you have a lot of money or a little money, and usually it's the funds, it's the means that prevents any travel from happening. But it shouldn't. There's other ways you can get jobs as in the touring business, and maybe grab your guitar and your drum kit. Now, that's the other thing. Setting up for a show. If you don't have a roadie, and I haven't had a roadie, I've been looking for a roadie since 1986, since when I first started. If you don't have a roadie, setting up for the show takes an hour, 2 hours, depending on how big your drum kit is. How big is it? Is it a smaller drum kit, or are you doing Geddy Lee or Tommy Lee?
No, I'm very much.
I'm Neil Peart. I'm sorry.
I tend to keep it bare bones. I mean, the ideal drum kit for me is 3 bass drums, a big rack of toms, every cymbal you can possibly want, 180 degrees all the way around. But I'm not doing that. I'm not setting that. I'll do that when I've got someone to do it for me. All right, that's when I'll do that. Yeah. Right now, 2 toms, bass, snare, 2 cymbals, hi-hat, that'll do me.
Well, keep it simple for sure. The ideal, the ultimate would be to mount that all onto a piece of plywood to where you can just drag it in, drag it out in one shot. without having to reset every single time. I mean, the joke I see on TikTok is bands setting up, and it's usually the drummer hauling all kinds of equipment, the guitarist kind of strolling in with his guitar, and the lead singer with a microphone getting carried by the other bandmates. Those are the funniest videos. Is that the lead singer maybe has a microphone in his hands and he strolls in 2 minutes before the first song needs to be played because he doesn't have to set any instruments up. It's crazy.
Well, the thing is, the benefit of having another drummer in the band is I've actually got someone who knows how to set up a drum kit. So often when Peter is set up, he then comes and helps me out. So, I do appreciate that I'm not on my own setting up and stuff. But often at the end of gigs as well, when we're doing the pack down, it's very much a case of, right, you go and say hello to everyone. Yeah. I'll get the stuff off the stage.
No, and that's true teamwork. That's true teamwork, that you have a couple of bandmates that know how to set each other's equipment up. You don't have the benefit at this level. You don't have the benefit of a guitar tech, someone that will tune the guitars for you, someone that will set up the drums while you're sitting back in the green room, meditating, getting yourself ready for the show. You don't have that luxury yet to take a breather, think about what's going to happen on stage. Maybe you'll get there an hour early and they'll set up a little, maybe the bathroom. You get that bathroom over there. Nobody's going to bother you. And you get to sit there and smell the bathroom. That's your green room. That's your staging area. No, it's good to have a spot that treats the band members with dignity and respect. I know I'm at one club, Mally's in Conway, Arkansas. They have built this amazing, huge stage, amazing sound system, and the party room that's sitting just to the right of me, they've cut half of it off, put a couple of couches in there, some tables, and the ability to throw some food, a little sandwich, some snacks, some drinks. They treat the bands right. This way, when they get on stage, they're ready to perform. They're not hungry. They're not anxious. They've been able to relax a little bit. I mean, well, you've already told me that you like, Star Wars and a little science fiction. How do you relax when you're not doing the music, or are you always thinking about it 24/7?
I don't know. I think we've all got sort of different ways that we unwind. We? I mean, we all enjoy a nice beer. We all
whiskey.
Yeah, well, like a little whiskey every now and again. We've all got sort of different things. I've got a weird new sort of hobby. I've started collecting bonsai trees, which it's fascinating, but I have no idea about it. But it's nice.
Well, I'm a child of the 80s. I'm the child of the 80s. My name's Daniel. So Daniel-san, bonsai tree. Yeah. Karate Kid really turned me on to that idea, to where you get to baby trees. Bonsai. Yeah. No, bonsai. It's not bonsai, it's bonsai. But it's little trees that you snip. It seems very therapeutic, very meditative. I can imagine.
It's good for like learning patience as well. Like I'm very much let's do it now. I get like sort of spinning my wheels a little bit. But yeah, it's good for like slow down and just take a moment to just process everything. So yeah, it's been good for that.
I like the idea. Do you have any examples of bonsai trees in your house? Do you keep any with you? I mean, you don't have to pull them out. I'm just saying. Do you have them around? That? Oh, look.
We got one here.
How about that? Well, while he's going to find that, Chris, how do you unwind?
It's only very small.
Look at that little baby tree. It's beautiful.
My little guy.
Yeah, see? And plants, they rejuvenate us, going out into nature. I mean, a lot of people meditate that way, going out camping. I used to camp a lot when I was a little kid. I don't camp anymore. I'm very lazy, and I like to keep in my house, you know, and but I do like in the same breath, I do like going and taking a walk outside and working outside and driving outside with the windows down. Oh, smell the fresh air. But Chris, how do you unwind?
Well, I'm very similar. So I in my spare time, I will either, I go for a lot of walk. I do a lot of exercise. So I'll either drive somewhere outside the city and just sort of enjoy nature for a bit and just sort of escape for a little bit, or I'll be in the gym just hurting myself on purpose.
Lifting heavy stuff and putting it back down. Lift heavy stuff, put it back down. I don't know. Why do we do this?
Yeah. Big heavy circles. Lift a heavy circle a day makes the nasty head voices go away. So that's what the doctor said, right?
I remember in my 20s that my leg day was always Wednesday and Saturday. And those were also the days that I like to go out dancing. So you go dancing after you're done with your leg day. Bad idea. But on Thursday and Sunday, I feel pretty good. My legs hurt a bit, but I feel pretty good. So yeah, you set up your days.
Yeah, well, what I do is, I'm similar. I do my legs on a Wednesday. And then what happens is I work Thursday and Friday. And when I work, I'm normally stood up and walking around. So make sure I don't cramp up and seize up. So that's why I do it. It also is harder to skip on a Wednesday because I don't work. If I used to do it on a Friday, and it was so easy to skip it because I'm working. I guess I'll do a leg day, and then you go in and do chest instead, and it's like, it was a good leg day though.
Never skip leg day. No, but you feel the burn, as you're walking around. But if there's any stairs that you have to negotiate, you feel those too. The
toilet first, man.
Oh, it's terrible.
Sit down on the toilet for a leg day.
And then trying to get up off the toilet. No, but I'm the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. Oil can. No, but I appreciate that, man. That's a good way to unwind. Is taking care of yourself, taking care of your body. That's a good thing. Sometimes I just moved a treadmill into the house. I have yet to do it, but my daughter uses it, and that's a beautiful thing. But I just moved it in over the last few days, and I need to get in there and just get on that treadmill, okay? Because it's good for you. It's good meditation. And I like the trees. That's beautiful. That's a good thing to unwind. Because if not, you're going to be thinking about your job 24/7. I'm glad you have a day job that maybe affords the insurance benefits and maybe a little steady paycheck, and it gives you the ability to do the night job. Because in this show business, sometimes it's hard to get insurance. Okay, I know your medical the health benefits in the UK are a little bit different than the United States. We have to think about it a whole lot more because it's not socialized. As the political climate goes from pendulum to pendulum, one side is thinking about the people, and the other side is thinking about the corporations. It's a roller coaster over here, I'll tell you. And I'm guessing it's the same in anything. Yeah,
it is. I mean, I don't know. I think we're very lucky to have our NHS, and it's very stressed at the moment. They're not really getting enough resources, and my partner actually works for the ambulance service, so it was a lot of it's a topic that's quite close to home, kind of thing.
Yeah, I think we've all got family, don't we, who worked in this health service, or you at least have friends who work in it, and everybody who works in the health service, they do a job that just isn't appreciated at all. And they don't get the pay they're supposed to get. They don't get the appreciation they're supposed to get, but they still do it anyway. And we don't know where we'd be without them, to be honest. Like, I think everybody can I don't think anybody in the country can honestly say they have not benefited from it, or like a family member hasn't benefited from it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it is. I mean, obviously being over here and watching what's going on in America, it is like a different world, and it is mad. Like so, some of the things, obviously we have our own issues over here, don't get me wrong, but I know what you mean. The pendulum is very much going like that. It's swinging a lot.
The pendulum, emphasis on the pen, because with the stroke of a pen, lives are being changed instantly. With the money that was being used overseas and around the world, and resources that were being shared, and it's we used to be more global, and now we're getting more local. And it's I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's something. We'll see if we live through it. If it helps, but. I know I've kept you guys a while, but I want to know what's on the horizon for Rivia. What's going on? Do you have any? Are you continually making music and producing and editing and putting it all together, and the music videos?
We are constantly writing new music. We will be dropping a few music videos this year and a couple new songs this year. We've also got the biggest headline we've ever done on the 25th of April in District in Liverpool.
Go buy a ticket.
Yeah. Flight to never be able to get a cheap flight, but that's going to be our biggest headline we've ever done. So we're super excited for that, and sort of everything is sort of just ramping up to that now. Like
things are getting to really start. The snowball's starting to snowball.
It's getting exciting, but it's also becoming all-consuming.
Oh God,
getting the set together, and then making sure we're not slacking on other sides of promotions, and make sure we're getting bums on seats and all of that. Yeah. It's a roller coaster, but we love it. So
it's what we're in for, isn't it? You're doing something right when it starts to get busy.
Yeah.
So when we're getting busy, it's like, oh, okay, something's starting to work here.
Keep doing that.
Let's keep going with this. Yeah. As I said, the snowball is starting to get rolling. I think it does feel like there's been a change in the past sort of 2 months, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And we're very excited for this year. We're very excited.
Yeah, it's tough to make a living in the entertainment business, but when it does happen, oh my goodness, what a joy, what a blessing it is to have people that actually get up out of their houses and come to a show to see you, the boys of Rivia, Matt and Chris on this particular program. Pete and was it Warren?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully they come on part 2, the next episode that you show up on. I do want you to be able to come back. Now, I did find your link tree, and I did find a lot of your social media. Where's the best place that people can find out about your shows and maybe buy some tickets from you personally?
Instagram is probably our most active one, and the one that we sort of put everything on, if you will.
Yeah.
TikTok's the silly one.
If you want to see the behind the scenes, this didn't make the cut on Instagram, but we'll throw it on TikTok for a laugh.
Yeah.
You can find that stuff there. But if you want to find, as I said,
and then just link in the bio, and then our link tree's got everything from our merch to our videos to our tickets to everything.
Also, we people just message us on Instagram just to say hello.
Say hello.
Just come and say hello. We want to meet you.
Yeah. And that's the thing we love about playing live so much is it's just that physical connection and making a room buzz with energy and making a wall of noise change people and forget about their problems for 45 minutes, and that kind of thing is what we're all about.
And because we've been doing it for quite a while now as well, we've made friends with strangers who just keep coming back to the show, and those people, they know they are if they're listening, and we wouldn't be able to do it without them.
Yeah,
we absolutely love them. We just need 10,000 more of them, and we'll be sweet.
and world domination.
And then it's global domination at that point. But no, seriously, with anybody, even if it's just a follow, if it's just a just telling a friend, it doesn't matter what it is. If you help us, we appreciate it. We love each and every single one of you, and we really appreciate the people who do take the effort to come into the live shows so we can meet you, we can shake your hand, we can say thank you in person.
Because without you, we're nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
So
what we do is inconsequential if no one listens to it, so we really appreciate it. And nice one for having us on as well. We really appreciate the time.
Oh, I appreciate you so much. I mean, instant feedback, you know, when people give you a like, give you a share, give you a follow, and especially give you a comment, because I know with these algorithms with the social media, if I comment on someone's page, all of my friends, or at least quite a few of my friends, will see that I commented on that page, whether they follow it or not. And then maybe they'll take a look and say, who is this Rivia that KeysDAN just followed? Oh, I'm going to check out that Rivia. And perhaps you'll have a few more fans, and they'll tell 2 friends, and they'll tell 2 friends, and so on, until you get that world domination. Until you're the next Fab Four from Liverpool. All right. Before we end up, I want you to give some shout outs, and then we'll give some last words. So give some shout outs for people that have helped you along the way. You already talked about the Sugar
House. Yeah. Shout out to Sugar House. Shout out to We Believe.
Yeah.
Shout out to This Feeling.
Mikey. Shout out to Mikey.
And shout out to Mikey. Shout out to George. Shout out to Max, who gets me on his shoulders and
every gig,
sails me into the crowd every gig he's at.
Max Rogers.
Love you, Max. Who else? Shout out to Romy.
Shout out, Romy, come back.
Yeah, Romy's a fellow American who's helped us out a lot on our journey. So shout out to Romy.
She's over in the States at the moment, and we miss you, Romy.
And we wish her.
Please come back.
Wish her well. Yeah.
I like that so much. You say you crowd surf, or you have somebody that's doing some kind of a master blaster. You get on his shoulders.
Yeah, basically, I'm just on his shoulders, and he goes for a little wander, and then
every single gig, without fail, he just goes, "All right, come on, it's the last song.
It's time." I'm not ready. He's like, no. I'm like, oh, okay.
Do you have a wireless rig that you get to play while you're still going around?
There's a couple of songs where I don't play guitar in the set, so I've just got my mic, so I can I'm a little bit more free to sort of have a dance and get around a little bit. But I do absolutely love just being in the middle of the crowd, screaming into a microphone. That is my happy place.
I did mention Master Blaster from Beyond Thunderdome. What's the name of your duo when you get on his shoulders?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't got one, and I'm going to spend the next week thinking of a good one.
Well, I mean, you can steal Master Blaster. I'm sure they won't mind. The Beyond Thunderdome reference.
True.
All right. I don't want this to be the last time that we talk. I already got your links in the show notes, the link tree, and all the various social media that I've found. Even the Spotify and Apple, and quite a few places to find Rivia and find out all about that music. But I always finish these things off with last words for the people. This could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, or whatever pops into your head. Now I'm going to have Pete do his last words for the people. I'm sorry, not Pete. Sorry, Matt. See, this is me. I'm not even going to cut that out. My blurb, okay? Matt, you're going to give your last words for the people, and then Chris, you're going to take us home with your last words for the people. So, Matt of Rivia, give me your last words for the people.
I'll give you a nice one that got told to me a long time ago, and it's everything in moderation, including moderation.
It's a good one. I like that one.
I like it. Now, Chris, don't steal his. You give me your last words for the people.
Hope for the best and prepare for the worst. There you go. That's one I live by.
Well, there you have it, party people. RIVIA Band. Ask for them by name. I know I made some kind of a few puns in the beginning. I don't know if you guys caught them. RIVIA, RIVIA. I looked that up. While I was searching for them. It represents the electrical terms resistance, current, and voltage in Ohm's law. Now, when I was studying electricity when I did a vocational program for electrical engineer. I don't remember exactly what the title of the program was, but I remember one of the first things that was discussed, and I have no idea how to calculate it now, is Ohm's law, and it has something to do with the resistance. But RIVIA, resistance, current, and voltage in Ohm's law. And I know I made a few puns, and they kind of chuckled a little bit. I think they'd heard about it, and I didn't even get to delve into it, but I probably should have. Maybe part 2. We'll find out actually where RIVIA came from. All right, party people. Thank you so much, Matt and Chris, for being on the program. Pete and Warren, I'm looking for you coming up next in the next few programs, the few What Makes You Famous podcasts. Now, if you, yes, you, I'm turning my attention to you, my loyal listener. If you'd like to tell your story on the What Makes You Famous podcast, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's KeysDAN, RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.